My name is Norah. I'm 21 years old and I was born and raised in a small village in the northern part of Pakistan. Life back home was simple, sometimes too simple. We didn't have much money, but we had each other, family, friends, love, and tradition. I always used to sit on the rooftop at night, looking up at the stars and dreaming of a life far away. A life where I would have freedom, independence, and success. That dream had a name, America. Everything I saw in movies or heard from people who had returned from the US made it sound like heaven. Clean streets, big houses, jobs that paid well, and a life where women could make their own decisions. I used to imagine myself walking down the streets of New York with a coffee in one hand and a bag full of dreams in the other. I never thought about the price that dream would demand. I got a student visa after 2 years of hard work and preparation. My family was so proud. My father hugged me tighter than he ever had before. My mother kissed my forehead with tears in her eyes. "Don't forget who you are, Norah," she said. I promised I wouldn't, but promises are easy when you don't know what life is about to throw at you. When I landed at JFK Airport, it felt like I had stepped into a movie. Everything was fast, shiny, and loud. People rushed past me, everyone looked busy, and I felt like a small leaf in a strong wind. I was nervous but excited. This was it, my new life. I moved in with a distant cousin named Samira who lived in Queens. She was a nurse and had been in the US for 7 years. I thought she would be warm and welcoming, but she was different. Cold, distant. She gave me a small room, a list of house rules, and told me not to expect help with anything. "You're in America now," she said. "Nobody helps anyone here. You have to stand on your own." Her words stung, but I stayed quiet. I kept reminding myself that this was part of the struggle. I had come here to study, to grow, to build a future. I told myself to be strong. My college was in downtown Manhattan. I was studying business administration. The building was tall and modern, filled with students from all over the world. But even in that crowd, I felt alone. My English wasn't fluent. I had studied it, yes, but understanding fast American accents was a different story. The teachers spoke quickly, students laughed at jokes I couldn't understand, and no one seemed to notice how scared I was. I missed home. I missed my mother's food, my sister's hugs, and the sound of the call to prayer at sunset. Here, everything was different. Making friends was hard. Most students already had their groups. A few smiled at me, but no one really talked. I sat in the library during breaks, pretending to study while holding back tears. I started doubting my decision. Maybe I wasn't strong enough. Maybe America was a mistake. After my first month, I realized I needed a part-time job. My savings were running low and I couldn't keep asking my family for money. I applied everywhere, cafes, clothing stores, gas stations. But every time the answer was the same. Do you have experience? Experience? How could I have experience when no one would give me a chance? Finally, a small Pakistani restaurant gave me a job as a dishwasher. The pay was low and the work was tiring, but I was grateful. I worked evenings and weekends. My hands became rough, my back hurt, but at least I could pay part of my rent. Samira didn't care. She barely spoke to me. Her apartment felt more like a prison than a home. I cooked my own food, washed my clothes by hand, and spent hours crying quietly into my pillow. I missed the noise of home, the warm smiles, the smell of fresh bread in the morning. Winter came fast. The cold in New York was cruel. I had never felt anything like it. My fingers turned red and my shoes were too thin for the snow. One night, while walking back from work, I slipped on ice and fell hard. No one helped me. I sat there on the sidewalk in pain, in tears, with snow falling all around me. That night, I broke. I came home, locked my door, and cried until my chest hurt. I didn't want to be here anymore. I wanted to go back to my mother's lap, back to the small house that smelled of cardamom tea. I even looked at flight tickets, but I had nothing left. No money, no strength, no way out. That night, I wrote in my diary, "Dear Allah, please help me. I thought I was strong, but I am breaking. If you are testing me, I am failing. Please show me a light, any light." The next morning, I woke up with swollen eyes and a heavy heart. I skipped class that day and stayed in bed, not knowing what to do. But in the evening, something unexpected happened. My classmate Emily, a kind American girl with bright eyes and a soft voice, called me. She said, "You didn't come today. I missed you. Are you okay?" Her words touched me deeply. No one had asked me that in weeks. I broke into tears. She listened. She didn't judge. That was the beginning of a real friendship. Emily started helping me with class notes, assignments, and most importantly, English. She spoke slowly, corrected me gently, and encouraged me to keep trying. One day she said, "Norah, you're one of the bravest people I've ever met." And I believed her. Inspired by Emily, I joined a local women's community center. They offered free workshops, public speaking, resume building, confidence training. I met other immigrant girls like me, scared, alone, but full of dreams. One of them, Fatima from Morocco, became my best friend. We studied together, worked together, and laughed together. I no longer felt invisible. Slowly, things started changing. I found a better job at a bookstore. It was quiet, warm, and peaceful. The owner, Mr. Jacob, treated me with respect. He loved hearing about my culture, and he taught me about American customs. He once told me, "Norah, success in America isn't about where you come from. It's about how strong you stay." I held on to those words. By the end of my second year, I had changed. I could speak English with confidence. I had friends. I had a job I liked. And most importantly, I had self-respect. I moved out of Samira's house and rented a small room of my own. It wasn't fancy, but it was mine. I decorated it with fairy lights and photos of my family. I cooked biryani on weekends and played old songs that reminded me of home. I even started a YouTube channel to help other girls from Pakistan who wanted to study in the US. I shared tips, stories, and answered questions. Slowly, people started writing to me, thanking me. I had become someone's light. It's been 3 years now. I'm still in America, finishing my degree. Life isn't perfect. I still miss my family, especially during Eid. I still cry sometimes, but I'm not that scared, broken girl anymore. Now, when I walk through the streets of New York, I do hold a coffee in one hand, and yes, I carry a bag full of dreams, but I also carry strength, pain, lessons, and pride. America didn't give me an easy life, but it gave me the chance to build one, and I did. Final words. To anyone out there listening to my story, if you're struggling in a new country, feeling lost or weak, remember this. It's okay to fall. It's okay to cry. Just don't stop moving. You're stronger than you think. And one day, you too will say, "I made it."